Hello everyone, this is Pandaquant and today I'm going to present you the Big Bang rocket theory. Why I'm calling it a rocket theory? Because space stocks are getting very real and this guy does not joke. Elon Musk is talking about how SpaceX kind of dominates the commercial space race. Blue Origin, as you would have known, that had a significant milestone. They are doing the same thing with SpaceX. Whatever rocket launches are there, it comes back. And Elon Musk is getting very serious because now the competition has just started. SpaceX and Blue Origin, these are like non-public companies, but what are the public companies which are doing very good in this sector? Very first thing you're going to focus on is the global space economy. All the economists, they have laid out their agenda and they are saying that by 2035 it's going to be a 1.8 trillion dollars economy. Like everyone is racing for AI, hyperscalers, photonic sectors. Everything is super crowded already. You will see a lot of space, a lot of places, SanDisk, Mu, Micron Technologies, like all of these stocks already like 1000% up and whatnot. And then quantum race is also coming up. So space thing is also coming in wild. Rocket Lab and ASTS are one of the stocks which are traded publicly, and they are, you can say, the beautiful boys of the Wall Street and even any retail traders like Rocket Lab, ASTS. Ask anyone, most of them are holding it. Why we are calling the space the next big trade? Already Elon Musk is talking about it, and don't want to be behind. And then a lot of people are actually catching up. And as we are talking about, like the humanity growing up, population explosion, and all, a lot of things, a lot of things are coming around. Like hey, building data centers in space and whatnot. And they might be right because data centers right now, the earth space is limited and humans, they are growing. They need to have more land, and data setups, they need a lot of infrastructure, like a lot of cost, and all of these things are there. But as a civilization grows, this becomes very real. There are already so many rockets, so many satellites being sent up into the space, and like most of the time it's all about the perception. Maybe it is not possible, maybe it will take a longer time, but before it becomes possible, there is a theory that the market, the Wall Street, always tells you the future, right? We are talking about the future expectation. All of the hyperscalers, photonics, they don't have that much market cap, but the market prices them in. So this could be one of the next big waves that might be coming after the Trump Iran war and all of that kind of cools down. You would see that this would be very real. And three things. The one thing is launch cost. Basically, the cost of the every launch is, they are trying to make it more and more robust. The costs are coming down. More players are coming into this market to support the initiative and whatnot. How we can have a more reusable rocket, medium lift. So these kind of things are there. And then defense. I have said that this budget was the more than 10% increase than the previous time they talked about. It's more than $1 trillion US dollars. So that's very major. This is the first time that's it's happening. And then the SpaceX IPO is like the most awaited IPO. Everyone is having their hands and toes all deep into SpaceX, and everyone wants a price of it. But still feel Rocket Lab and ASTS still are um, one of the stocks that you should be having in portfolio. But why? Why do you have like one of the stocks? You can also have both of the stocks, but I'm just going to compare between these two stocks. What is something that you want? Looking at the revenue, Rocket Lab, you can see that it's 601 million, and then revenue for ASTS is 70 million. But look at year-to-year growth, it's like 38% more stable. 1500 revenue growth for ASTS, which is, you can say, like it's exploding. But mostly when the explosion happens, then it comes down to a more uh, stable version. Rocket Lab previously, in the previous years, you would have seen the similar year-on-year growth, but you can see it's much mature, and then ASTS is also growing. Similarly, if you see the revenue is like far 2,700, right? That's what they are saying. Still, Rocket Lab is still at loss of about like $198.2 million. but they have a massive backlog. The backlog, you can see it's $1.8 billion dollars. So whatever is lost is very minimal compared to $1.85 billion dollars, right? And they have proven themselves from time to time. A lot of work their CEO is doing. Similarly, if you talk about the contracted revenue, ASTS is also projecting $1.2 billion plus, and their cash, like, they don't have any estimate, but people are this is basically a spec coming up from people and different Wall Street giants who are saying that they must have a cash of around $3.9 billion, which is huge, right? But still, like, no one knows what it is. Revenue range, you can see that Rocket Lab has more revenue for now, or you can say a similar revenue implied growth is also given, which is like 200%, around to be, I won't say 200, but like near 150%. And then you can see like different numbers which is there, like what is the gap, what is the EBITDA, which is like 21 million. And then similarly for ASTS, the total number of satellites they're talking about is 45 to 60. In terms of market cap, how much does the market expect and what are analysts talking about? $49 billion is the market cap for Rocket Lab, and around like 50% less is for ASTS. And then analysts, what they're saying right now is a moderate buy for Rocket Lab, and then consensus is a reduce for ASTS because of their BlueBird, I think, one of the satellites which was unsuccessful. We'll talk more about that. Forward price to sale ratio is like 92x. Industry standard is 5.2x. So already the stock is repricing a lot of it. So it is far ahead from the competitors, which is scary, but okay, still okay. So 1 year returns of both of them, ASTS is definitely a winner, but Rocket Lab is not behind. Similarly, if we want to deep dive, right, like what is the next catalyst? May 7th, the earnings of Rocket Lab is coming, and then their Neutron basically delayed because of the stage one tank redesign. So that's why you see some volatility within the stocks. Backlog, we have already said, and then their CEO has already said that 2025 was a record breaking year. So Rocket Lab, if you see before how it traded, it was just very less, and then it exploded, and all of the contracts, and everyone loves Rocket Lab, whether it's from NASA to Pentagon, like all of them want to have some or the other contract with them. Similarly for ASTS, you can see that their BlueBird 7, this was basically was not able to make to the orbit, but they still have BlueBird 8, 9, and 10 ready to ship within a month. So we'll see like how it plans out, but the target is around like 45 to 60 satellites by the end of 2026. And these are like one of the things that people are talking about, and the stock is basically repricing. So you want to have a look at this. Rocket Lab is still an integration which is very aggressive. They are buying a lot of companies. They are strategizing themselves very effectively, because that's what I have been seeing their management, and they have done a wonderful job from what they were before and what they are projecting. I believe that Rocket Lab is one of those Apple, which is at still a very less price than any other stock. They are, you can see that their acquisition, which is an optical acquisition, Minaric, they acquired this, and then MKM is also saying that it's $100 share price. Again, like, what is the better buy? I call it Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is massive giant, still very, like, still very understated. A lot of things are coming in. They have a huge backlog, already a diversified revenue systems. So ASTS, I'm not saying it that it's a sell. I'm saying it in comparison to Rocket Lab, it is still okay. If you own it, just keep it, because already everything is at 92x forward sales, which is crazy, right? If you imagine. But sometimes when the company is starting and it is based, you can see that 1500 percentage was a growth. So market price is at that level. It won't give you time to buy. So that's why Rocket Lab is a buy, and definitely go for it. Again, there are some catalysts which you have to see, May 7, both of them stocks. This is a very high catalyst. You will see like 10 or 20% jump either up and down. That's going to happen. ASTS from June to August, it will be very volatile because the BlueBird 8 to 10 launches are there. That's what they are targeting. Any delays will hamper the stock very highly because no one likes delays and any hiccups within their plan. And then quarter four of 2026, Rocket Lab, Neutron, the major thing that they wanted. Like everyone is waiting for it. That's Rocket Lab over there. And then again, like how the SpaceX kind of coming in could reprice all of the things, but Rocket Lab is not going to stop. Again, there are competitors within the market. Elon Musk is still trying to figure out, hey, what's happening. So yeah, so definitely I would say keep Rocket Lab and feel the best. So this is basically what could go wrong, right? Like this is everything what you have. You have to think about the risk and about the Rocket Lab and ASTS. If Neutron, anything happens to the Neutron that they are trying to make up to the orbit, that's gonna affect them. Stock trades at 26x, right? So like still comparatively less than ASTS, but still it's there. It's still unprofitable, but the backlog kind of supports it. But ASTS has higher risk compared to Rocket Lab. So I would say this is an analysis from me. Do your own diligence and think about what suits your needs and take risk appropriately. Thank you, everyone.